Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. I'm so happy you're here. We have a full live class as well, so thanks to everybody who made it live. I know that's not always easy to show up to the live class. I briefly want to address, it's felt a little disingenuous not to start at least one or a couple of classes being like, the world is insane right now. And because of that, that means we need to lean into our self-care practices or our habits even more, right? Because these habits like showing up and taking time for yourself to move, just to breathe, right? Having something in our day that is contributing to a rhythm that's healthy and normal is so important. So a reminder, and congratulations if you're here, you're already doing your healthy habit, but a reminder to just continue to lean into those because this is really our anchor, right? As many of you live might know too, community. So spending time with your community, spending time with the people you love, and making little actions within the space that we have, right? Like I'm taking this time to make a small action with those of you who are here, and you can do the exact same thing in your normal life within your community. Even something as simple as baking something for your neighbor, right? That's change, and it brings good into the world. So thank you all for being such awesome humans. We are going to start today in child's pose. So you can come down to your mat, and you have two options: either regular child's pose with your knees wide, toes together, arms out front, or extended child's pose, knees together, arms back, head down. For me, this is one of those very nurturing postures. So if you feel a bit uncomfortable in child's pose, see if you can't wiggle and find something to make it a little bit more accessible. Maybe even putting a pillow behind your calves and between your butt, just so you have some space to sit down and relax a bit more.
And then take a deep breath in.
Exhale gently out the mouth.
Let's do that again, almost like you're in a cave and you're trying to make an echo. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Close your mouth. And begin to take expansive inhales and exhales. As you breathe in, imagine the back of your rib cage expanding up towards the ceiling, which it will do if you get enough air in there. And then as you exhale, where can you settle? See if you can't relax the jaw, any tension behind the eyes. Take 5 more very slow cycles of breath. And count them as you go. Make it almost a meditation. If your mind started to wander, bring it back to this count of breath. You should be getting a little bit closer to 5 now. And then once you've reached 5, there's no rush. You'll pull yourself up into a tabletop pose, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And just stay there with the goal of making the spine as even as you can. So thinking about how you could balance a glass of water anywhere on the spine. Push the hands into the mat. Those of you who are here, spread the fingers wide. Breath in. And a breath out.
walk your hands backwards, take a seat on your heels. There's a few options. We are going to move through my favorite breath work that exists. And it's a little bit hard to cue on camera, but I'm going to do it today anyway. So option one is to sit here with the hips on the heels. If this is comfortable, you could stay here. If you're like, no way, Madison, you can come to Sukhasana, take a seat. You could have your legs extended out in front of you. All you need to do is be in a comfortable seat. So what we are going to do is called bumblebee breath. And it is invigorating. It is wonderful. And for me, it really helps me clear my mind. So normally I would have you cover your eyes and plug your ears. But if I have you do that, you won't know when to be done and you'll be in bumblebee breath forever. So today, what I'll ask you to do is you'll plug your ears and then you're just going to hum these really long hums. So you'll take a big breath in and then you'll hum a nice slow, and I'll demo one time, hopefully you can hear it, something like, and you should hum loud enough that it vibrates the whole head. Once I'm ready for you to be done, I'll wave at the camera. It'll be a big wave so you'll know when it's time to be over, but we're going to try and do this for at least a minute. So get comfortable. Take a big breath in. Bring your hands to your ears. You can plug your ears and start humming. Great work, everyone. Just sit with it for a second in silence. Notice how your body feels. How your mind feels. What does the room around you sound like? Take a deep breath in. Breath out. So I like to believe we just cleared out the static. And maybe you kind of felt that sensation as well, this idea we clear the mind. If you don't have time for a yoga practice, this is a great way in the middle of your day when you're feeling hectic to just clear out the static, right? Starting over. So we're going to come to our yoga practice. Let's meet back in tabletop pose. Find your way there. Once more. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and now we'll begin to cultivate the breath for practice. So as you inhale, breathe in slow, roll your shoulders back, gaze forward, cow pose. And maybe you take Ujjayi here by constricting the back of your throat. As you exhale, tuck and round, pull your belly button into your spine. Again, inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, look forward. Exhale, tuck and round. Let's take 4 more of these, and this is your invitation to add in any other movements you might need. So maybe side to side, front and back. You could push back into a child's pose and come back up. That first opportunity to say, hey, what's my body asking for? Stick with your breath. And come back to center. When you feel like both sides are even, you might need a little extra time. That's okay. And then walk your hands one handprint forward. Look at your hands. Make sure your pointer fingers are pointing forward, not your middle finger. Then you could curl the toes under before we lift up, and I'm going to take my socks off so I don't slip. You're welcome to do the same. Before we lift up, just curl the toes under and push weight back into the heels. So notice if you start to almost barely lift the knees, you'll immediately feel your quads, the big muscles in the front of your thighs get loaded. That's great. You could stay here with the knees on the ground, just kind of pushing into the hands and resisting with the legs. Or you could lift the knees up and hover them for a breath. 3, 2, and 1. Up and back, downward facing dog. Again, movement if your body calls for it, stillness if that feels more inviting. If you're still moving, come to stillness. Take a micro bend in your knees, and then try to sink the heels down as much as you can with the knees bent. They'll still be lifted, that's fine, it's normal. Option to stay here with the knees bent or straighten the legs and see if you can get the heels a little bit closer. Take a breath in. Exhale, walk your hands to the back of your mat and fold forward into Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Feet should be about hip width distance wide. And then let's take a little twist. So bend generously in the knees. Place the right hand about a foot in front of your feet, making a triangle. So your hand is at the top of the triangle, feet are the bottom corners. Then inhale, twist up, open to the left side. Maybe even take a bigger bend in that right knee to see if you can get deeper into the twist. Option to straighten in the left leg if that feels okay. Gaze up to your top hand and hold. 3, 2, and we'll switch it out. 1, bend into the knees again. Left hand goes exactly where the right hand was, and then twist open to the right. Option to keep both knees nice and bent. Maybe you bend more into the left knee and straighten the right leg. Look up towards your right hand. Breath in. And out. Inhale. And release the hand down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Toe heel your feet together. Toes touch, sliver space between the heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, even try and squeeze your glutes a little bit in this position. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Once more, lift up, halfway. And then exhale, bend in your knees, plant your hands, and walk yourself forward back into downward facing dog. Your feet can stay close to one another. Let's do a close-footed down dog just so you can feel the difference. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, come forward to either plank or tabletop. I'm taking knees down to start. Elbows move back, inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Lift up into a baby cobra. So no hands. You're familiar with this probably to start. Then see if you can't just slide your hands forward and bring your elbows into a cobra pose and stay here. Or sorry, a sphinx pose. You were already in cobra. Now we're changing animals. Mythical creatures now. Pull your hands towards you without moving your elbows. Relax the front of your belly. At the same time, push your feet very gently into the mat. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze in your glutes. Squeeze your low back. See if you can't keep your spine where it is. I know it's going to be really hard. Try to slide your hands back to where they started into our push-up prep. And don't worry if your torso drops, that's totally normal. Curl your toes under. Option 1, push up to plank by lifting your knees. Option 2, come with me and let's do a tabletop. Elbows back. Easy does it as you push up to your tabletop pose. And then curl the toes under. Recalibrate, up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward now. As you exhale, lift up as high as you can onto your toes And then walk one toe print at a time with your legs either very bent or very straight to the top of the mat and fold into Uttanasana. Head is heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, hands high. Surprise. Yeah, just passing through. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out. Let's walk the hands behind the low back. Fingertips point down. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Fingertips point and then elbows hug together. So bring the elbows back as much as you can. At the same time, push the chest up and forward. So inhale, roll the shoulders back, look high. And then one of my favorite variations, exhale, tuck your chin, round through your shoulders, fold forward and slide your hands down your butt. Tell yourself, great butt. Hamstrings, and then maybe you pull yourself down and in towards the calves or the ankles, Uttanasana. Inhale, slide the shin or the hands to the front of the shin, so they're just going to slide around up as you lift up. Exhale, plant your hands, bend into your knees, shift your weight over into your left leg and step right leg back, low lunge. Bring your back knee down, untuck your toe. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Option 1, you might stay low like this. Option 2, hands will come high. Option 3, you could create a support with your hands on the knees, but if you have the hands on the knees, reminder to check, just make sure nothing changes if you lift the hands. So there's little to no weight in the hands. Now pull your left hip back, push your right hip down and forward. Pull your belly in, breath in, lengthen the spine, breath out. Inhale again. Exhale. Make your arms as straight as you can. Once more. Breath in. Good adjustments. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll twist over to the left side. So this is a very gentle twist. You might just come here, twist. You could even have the hands here resting, twisting. If it's accessible, you might take the right elbow to the outside of the knee and twist over as well. Remember, don't try to twist too deeply yet. We just began class. So really this is an exploration in lengthening while you twist. For 3, sink down into that right hip flexor. 2, can you get a little lower? 1. Inhale, unravel. Reach your hands high. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Curl your back toe under. Lift your back knee up. Look forward and try to take one big step to the top of the mat, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, shift your weight over into your right leg. One big step back, lower the back knee down, untuck the toe. Option to stay with the hands on the ground and just stretch. If this feels good, that's great. Otherwise, come on up, reach the hands high. You might also take the hands on top of the leg. You're welcome to do this, but a reminder, if they're here, if you lift them, nothing changes. No change in the shape. Now, pull your right hip backwards. Then push the left hip down and forwards. Arms are as straight as you can get them. So sometimes when we get a little lazy, our arms might be like, we don't need that, right? Imagine triceps are reaching up. Hold, breath in. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more, breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then twist over to the side. You might just stay here working on the twist. You could take the leg for support, holding. You might even have a block down here. I should have cued that on the other side if you want to block for support. Option to bring the elbow to the knee and twist open. Breath in. And out. Sink down into that left hip flexor if you've gotten higher. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. Nice work. Exhale, unravel. Look forward. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, sweep your hands down, frame your foot. Your leg just got like 1.5 inches longer. Lift your back knee up off the mat. Look forward. Bend into the knee and step. One big movement, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose, hands high. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your side, Tadasana. Keep moving. Inhale, sweep the hands up, look up. And then exhale, bring the hands behind the low back, just like we did before, elbows hug in. Inhale, push the chest up to the ceiling, open the throat. Exhale, slide your hands down your glutes, your hamstring, your calves, all the way down and in. Inhale, slide the hands to the front of the shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, take one step, and then take the other step back to either plank or tabletop. We'll lower down. Easy does it. 3, elbows move back. 2, and 1 to your belly. Okay, now inhale, lift up baby cobra, no hands. Then try to slide the elbows forward, coming right into Sphinx pose. Put the elbows down. Relax the front of your belly, roll your shoulders back. Maybe close the eyes and gaze at the third eye this time. Breath in. Breath out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Okay, now you take a breath in. Engage your glutes, your low back, your core. Try to keep your torso where it is, but lift the hands up and move them back by your sides. Lower the forehead down, curl the toes under, lift either the knees up and come to plank, or knees down and push up to tabletop. Walk the hands forward if you need to and push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Pull left hip back in space. If you have to, you can glance down and think about internally rotating your right thigh. You can look down and make sure your thigh rolls in towards your pelvis. Push strong into the hands. Take a breath in. And exhale. Right knee, right tricep. We stay here for a breath in. Lift the foot up toward the glute. And then exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge. Option to bring the back knee down or keep the back knee up, completely up to you. Shift your weight over into your left hand. If you feel any pressure in the wrists, you can walk your hands forward slightly. And then reach your right hand high, twist open to the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale, pull the right hip back. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale, sweep your hand down to the inside of your foot. Option 1, move back to down dog. Option 2, connect your right knee to your right tricep, lift the foot first, and then push up and back, downward facing dog. Let's go right away. Inhale, right leg. So same leg will reach up high again. Now exhale, take your knee to your nose. Breath in. Exhale, step through a low lunge. Option, if you wanted to keep the back knee down, you could. Otherwise, inhale, come up, crescent pose, hands high. All right. Imagine, just like we did when we were on the ground in Anjaneyasana, your arms are as straight as you can get them. Bend down into the front knee, trying to get the knee parallel with the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breath in. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Lean forward. Reminder, you can take the back knee down at any point. Twist over to the right. You might stay here, or maybe you can hook the elbow on the outside of the knee. I will tell you, if you can't hook the elbow, you're actually working more. So congratulations, because it gets easier when you have a little bit of balance with the elbow to the knee. Hold for 3. Stay low in that front knee. 2. 1. Inhale up, hands high. And then exhale right into warrior 2. Spin the back foot down. Oh, doesn't that feel nice after all that? And even, I'll take a little permission. Let's straighten the leg for a second. Bop the hips out. Just give yourself a beat. And then sink down and in. Extend the hands. Nice. Now, today in warrior 2, try pushing your feet away from each other. And allow that push away to get you deeper down into the posture. Breath in. and out. Inhale, gaze forward fiercely. Exhale. Once more, breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down, lift the back heel up off of the mat. Look forward. Maybe you can do one step, or maybe you need many steps. Step to the top of the mat and forward fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, chair pose. Once more, passing through. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your side. Tadasana, close your eyes. Breath in. Breath out. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, hands behind the low back, elbows together. Inhale, push the chest up, open the throat, look high. Exhale, tuck your chin, round and fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, one foot and the other straight to downward facing dog. Option to rest in down dog or child's pose, or you can come with me in our chaturanga variation today. Elbows move back, 3, 2, 1 to the belly. Remember, we lift up baby cobra first, no hands, and then slide the arms forward and try to come into Sphinx. Inhale. Lift, engage in the low back, lift the elbows up and try to slide the hands back where they were. Fold, head comes down to the mat. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, maybe, or stay in tabletop and push up and back, downward facing dog. We all meet here. If you're in child's pose, please meet us for side 2. Inhale your left leg high. And we stay for a moment just to make sure we've got the grip of what is it like to lift our left leg? What does this mean? Look down at your left thigh. Maybe you got to roll it inwards a little bit to keep the hip closed. Pull your right hip back in space and then sink your right heel down. Take a breath in. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Lift the foot up towards the butt as much as you can. Take a breath in. And exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge. Separate the feet a little bit if you need to. Option to bring the back knee down. Shift your weight over into your right hand and then twist open to the left side. Gaze high. We've got 3 breaths. How can you make the most out of this posture for these 3 breaths? Left hip continues to tug back as that right hip moves down and forward. One more inhale, reach. Exhale, plant the hand down to the inside of the foot. Option 1, back to down dog. Option 2, connect knee to the tricep, lift the foot. And then exhale, move back, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale your left leg high, same leg. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Take a breath in. Pausing, strong press into the ground, and then step through, low lunge. Option to bring your back knee down. Inhale up, crescent pose, hands high. Same thing if you're hanging out at home and you're like, my hands are high. No, reach, hands are high and engage. Then once the arms are on board, bend into that left knee, bring the knee above the ankle. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Out. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lean forward. Take a breath in. And then twist over to the left side. Option to hover here with the twist. Maybe you can bring the elbow to the knee. A reminder that those of you who can't bring the elbow to the knee, you're tougher because look at you working up here. I would argue this is harder. Find the twist and hold for 3. Keep bending into your left knee. Don't let that creep up. 2. And 1. Inhale your hands high, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your back heel down and widen. And then take that moment. Again, we can do it on this side too. Shake out the hips. Just give yourself a second before we get into this more solid pose. So I know the beginning, especially a class, we move slow so we can feel everything. So just know we'll move a little bit quicker. Allow yourself to feel what warrior two feels like in the body. Look off the front of your hand. Bend deep into your left knee. Breath in. Reminder that we're pushing our feet away from each other. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. Nice work, everybody. Exhale, sweep your hands down, frame your foot, lift your back heel off the mat, look forward, bend into your back knee and step, Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push through chair, come all the way to standing. And then exhale, hands by your side, Tadasana, close your eyes, 3 breaths. Observe the sensations in your body. Observe the rhythm of your breath. Blink your eyes open. And then bring your hands to heart center. Walk your feet together so they're as close as you can get them comfortably. Take a breath in. And then exhale, sit right back into chair pose. Okay, now we got our chair. Legs are fired up. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Option to stay here or maybe fly the arm. So you bring the wrist to the outside of that knee. Right arm reaches high. Hold, 3. Great work. Sit lower, 2. 1. Inhale, back up to chair, both hands high. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Option maybe to bring the wrist to the outside of the knee. Forearm, if you're getting deeper, open and left hand high. Let's hold, 3. Get lower. You can sit lower just a little bit. 2. 1. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold Uttanasana and say, oh my gosh, thank God. Bounce out the legs. All right, inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. Option to rest in down dog. Option to rest in child's pose. Or come with me for another push-up variation, elbows moving back. Lower down slow, 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes, lift up baby cobra, and then right away just slide into Sphinx. We'll take a full breath in. And out. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your low back. Lift and try to just drag the hands back to where they started. Allow the forehead to come down towards the mat. Curl the toes under. Push up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, take your right knee to your right tricep. Breath in. And then exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge. So let's all bring the back knee down for a second, untuck the toe, and just be like, oh my gosh, great. We're going to take a little pause. So we are going to build this next movement from the ground up. It is likely you are going to feel wobbly, and that's okay. Just remind yourself that it's okay to feel wobbly. I'm going to give you 2 options. So option 1, you will start here, reach your right hand high. Perfect. Yeah, we can all try it together. Maybe you curl your back toe under if it feels okay on the knee. If it doesn't, keep the back toe unhooked. Then get light in your left fingertips. Light, 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 and reach up, twisted, our low lunge. Gaze to the back, right hand. So this is option 1. Hold, find your balance, 3, 2, twisting towards the right leg. And 1, let's lower the hands down, come back to your nice stretch. All right, team, so if you enjoyed that, or even if you didn't enjoy that, but you feel like that's the preferable option, you're welcome to stick with this. Otherwise, we're going to move on to, it's a balancing posture, but it's different because we're twisted and we're balancing. So let's try version 2. If you want to come with me, you can come with me. If you'd like to do version 1, just stick with version 1 and move with us. So lift your back knee up off the mat if you're coming with me. Make sure your feet are on railroad tracks, not super close to one another. Shift your weight into your left hand, reach your right hand high. Awesome. Now get light in your left fingertips. This is where it gets complicated. Bend in your right knee, lift up, twisted crescent, gaze to your right hand in the back, and just take a little time. Find your stability. Hold here. Look off that back hand. 3, 2, and then 1. Sweep the hands down, inside of the foot. We all meet back here. Connect the knee to the tricep, lift the right foot up, push up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the left side now. So inhale your left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Take a breath in. And then step that foot to the outside of the hand, a low lunge. Let's all do round 1 together. So before we do round 1 though, we're gonna just take a beat. Just like take a beat, right? Just breathe a little bit. Chill out for a second. This isn't super easy. Twisting is hard. All right, now that we've caught our breath and or our sanity, switch your weight over into your right hand. Lift your left hand high and twist. You might just stay here too. Remember, twisting is twisting, no matter where you are. If you feel like getting a little balance involved, switch and lift only to your right fingertips to start. And then lift up, twisted low lunge, gaze off your left hand. Ideally, palms should face down to the ground, even though it seems intuitive to make them to the sides. I don't really care what you do with your hands. Do what feels good. To me, I want them to go to the sides, but I feel like yoga says put them down, but guess what? We don't care what yoga says, right? We just are, we're gonna do what feels best for us. 3, 2, okay, great work. 1, sweep the hands down, come back. Take another little breather before we move on to side 2. You guys are crushing it. I'm seeing you all in the video. You're doing amazing. All right, so a reminder, you might do version 1, or you might come with me for version 2. Curl your back toe under, lift your back knee up. Weight goes over into your right hand, lift your left hand high. Perfect, we're all together. Option to stay or option to lift onto the right fingertips. And then lift up, whoop, into a twisted crescent. Gaze off your left hand all the way to the back. Reminder, if you wiggle, fall, and wobble, congratulations, you are human. Me too. I almost fell over when I came up into this. We've got it. 3, 2. Nice work, team. 1, take a breath in. Awesome. Sweep the hands down inside of the foot. Now we all meet here. Connect the knee to the tricep. Push up, lift the foot maybe, and back. Down dog, and then let's all come to child's pose. Any variation of your choice. Remember, we started in 2 different kinds. Pick what works for you. Inhale. Exhale. All right, I know I kind of faked you out, but we're not done yet. We're almost there. So I know you're comfy, but you've got one more thing to try. Pull yourself back up into a tabletop pose. However reluctantly, I believe in you. You've got this. We are going to push up and back, downward facing dog. And then look forward, walk or hop your way to the top of the mat, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, arms wide, come all the way through a chair to standing, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands by your side, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out. All right, hands come to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, sit back, chair pose. Take a breath in. And then exhale, twist over to the left side. Maybe you can bring your elbow, your right elbow onto the knee, but you're twisting to the left. Game changer though, twisting to the left, look down at your left foot. Put all the weight that you can in your right foot, and can you lift your put your weight in your left foot. See if you can reach your right foot up towards your glute and balance on the one leg. 3, 2. This is like a flamingo, basically, right? 1. Okay, feet come together. Inhale, lift up, come all the way to standing. Break between sides. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, sit your butt back, chair pose. Twist over now to the right. Maybe you can hook the elbow, maybe not. It doesn't really matter if you hook the elbow or not. It does make it easier, but it doesn't matter. Look down at your right foot. Put your weight into your right foot. Then see if you can't hover your left foot up, lift it towards your butt and balance on one leg in what we're now calling flamingo. Hold here, 3, 2, 1. Foot comes down, unravel and inhale, come to standing. Hands high. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Okay, we're putting it all together. It's happening right now. So I'm going to cue you through this one more time. You might stay in your twisted flamingo, your twisted chair. That's completely fine. Or you might try to move back into our twisted crescent. I'll cue you through it. Just have fun with it. See what happens. No expectations right before we do it. We're just going to let the body move and see where it goes. So inhale your hands high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in. And then sit your butt back, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, twist over to the left. If you can, hook the right elbow on the left knee. Look down at your left foot. Put your weight into your left foot. Can you kick your right foot up towards your butt? Maybe balance and shoot that right foot all the way back till your toe is on the ground in a low twisted crescent. You might stay here. If you're feeling extra courageous, you could lift up, extend the arms. You've already been here before. Look off your back hand. 3, 2, and we're going to meet everybody else. 1, hands to the heart. Lean forward, bend into the knee. Look down at your left foot. Bend into your right knee and step back into chair pose. Nice. Inhale, untwist, reach the hands high. Let's come out for a break between sides. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. One more side. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, inhale, hands up. You got this. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Sit your butt back, chair pose. Inhale, twist over to the right. Maybe you can hook the elbow on the knee. Look down at your right foot. Put as much weight as you can into the right foot and try to lift the left foot up. You might just stay here playing with the lift or shoot that left foot back and come to a low lunge. Twisted. Option to stay low, or maybe reach the hands up, twist open and gaze off the back hand. We hold. 3, 2, 1. Hands to heart center. Bring your elbow back towards your knee. You're in your twisted low crescent. Now look down at your right foot. Bend into your left knee and take one big step back into chair pose. Inhale, hands come forward and high. Reach and stand. Exhale, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Bravo, bravo team, you did it. Give yourself a high five at home. Take a moment just to catch your breath. Find stability. Deep breath in. And out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep up, look up, moving down to the mat. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. If you would like to do one more push-up, you can do one more by lowering down all the way to the belly. Move through a back bend of your choice. If you really liked this variation, you could stick with the one that we were doing today in class. Just find something that feels good in the spine. A little bit of freedom. And then exhale, lower down to the mat. Those of you who are adding in the push-up, here's what you're going to do. You're going to push up and then lower back down to your belly. Flip yourself on to your back. Come all the way down to the mat. Oh my gosh, how good does that feel, right? Oh. Okay. Let's come to a bridge pose. If you have anything in the house to do a supported bridge, like a block, a bolster, I encourage you just to take a supported bridge here. If you don't, we're just going to do a soft bridge. So hands come by your sides, feet hip width distance apart. And then inhale, just lift your hips up a little bit. Rather than being super gung-ho about this, just lift them a little. If you're in supported bridge, you just stay where you are. If you're with me with a baby lift, lower down. And just take a few breaths before we go to round 2. You are welcome to, in round 2, take it higher if you would like, but remember we're cooling down, so the other option is just to, when you're ready, press the hands into the mat and come to your baby lift. And once you're ready, lower to the ground. Those of you in supported bridge, find your way to meet us. And guess what? We get to skip today. No twists for the end of class. I think we did enough twisting today. So instead of a twist, let's take a really nice stretch called banana pose. Bump your hip over to the right side of your mat. So move your hip all the way over to the right side. Reach your legs long and bring your legs over to the left side of the mat. So your legs are diagonal. Then see if you can't reach your arms up over to the left side. So you're essentially creating a nice little banana with the right side of your body opening to the right. If you like, you could cross the right foot up and over the left to get even more of a psoas stretch. And then let the hands fall down on the mat. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself as a banana. I didn't like bananas for like 2 years, but I'm back on bananas, guys. I mean that in the literal sense, not in the yoga sense. I'm really enjoying bananas now, so embrace this banana. Good reminder that even the poses we like, the foods we like, might only be temporary. They can all come back around. All right, when you're ready, you can be a banana in the opposite direction. Uncross the legs if you have them crossed, and then lift up and bump your hips over to the left side of the mat. Legs extend over to the right. You can reach your hands and arms and even your torso and your head over to that right side of the mat. Let them fall above and relax, and then maybe crisscross left foot over right. Close the eyes again. If your mind wanders anywhere else, anything that isn't on this mat, physical body, breath, bring it on back. You have just a few more minutes here with me. Let's make the most of them. When you feel like both sides are even, let's make our way back to center. And then come to a happy baby. You can grab for the feet through the inside of the legs. Knees are on the outside by the triceps. Option to move, option to stay still. And then from here, I invite you, if there's anything else you want to do to end your practice, I'm going to give you about 2 minutes. So you might get an extra 2 minutes of Shavasana. That's just fine. You'll have to hear me talk occasionally, but you can drift off. Otherwise, this is really that self-inquiry part of yoga where you can start to move freely. And as you do this, you can begin to let go of the breathing pattern we were using in class. Over the next minute or so, making your way back to a normal breath, which is just a gentle rise and fall of the belly, shallow breath. About another minute or so. One of the things I've really loved implementing into my life right now is micro yoga. And what this means is this is just when I do a little bit. Because sometimes it can seem like too much to get all the way on the mat and practice for an hour. So I might say, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes just to move, 5 minutes for meditation. And sometimes, just by taking 5 minutes, it leads to more. The task we think is so challenging becomes more manageable. So before you fully embrace Shavasana, just take a moment to reflect and see if there's anything we did in class today, any movement, any posture, anything you could take and bring into your life as a micro yoga. Maybe when you're working at your desk and you just need a few minutes. What helps you specifically reset? If you haven't already, now is the time to make your way to Shavasana. And I don't know if I've noted this before, but if Shavasana isn't comfortable for you, you're always welcome to take a seated meditation. Get comfortable, pillows, blankets, everything you need. Let your toes fall out to the sides. So even wiggle the jaw, wrinkle the nose, make sure the face is relaxed. And then take a big breath in. Exhale into Shavasana. All right, my lovely friends, if you are ready to move out of your practice, please begin by wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then allow those movements to grow larger. Maybe rock your head side to side. And then eventually reach your arms above your head. Take a nice big morning stretch for the second time today. And then eventually roll over onto your favorite side by drawing one knee to the chest and the other. And then press yourself up to a comfortable seat with your eyes closed. You can either bring your hands together at heart center or two hands over the heart. Let your spine grow long and take your shoulders up to your ears, and then slide them down your back. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bow your chin to seal your practice. Lift your head back up and open your eyes. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. It was an absolute pleasure. Truly appreciate all of you who came live. I will see you next week for the Sunday Sweat Club. As always, if you have any questions, please message me. Oh, and for those of you who are in Mallorca, I have a new event coming up on June 6th. We are doing a tech detox day retreat at the Four Seasons here in Mallorca. So it's going to be journaling, and we're doing no phones, and it'll end with a wine tasting. So it's going to be a really fabulous day. If you're interested in that, please reach out. Tickets will go on sale, I think, in a couple weeks. So thank you all. Lots of love, and we'll talk soon. Bye.